Good day everyone. In today's video, I will discuss about the module 3, which is talking about new literacies, functional literacy, and multiliteracy. So, learning outcomes, discuss new literacies and their impact on the teaching and learning process, describe a multiliterate teacher, define functional literacy, cite how functional literacy and new literacies can be integrated in curriculum and practice in the classroom. 5. Draw relevant life lessons, significant values from personal application of functional literacy. 6. Analyze research abstract on new literacies and their implication on teaching and learning. 7. Make a project plan on action plan that represent functional literacy in action. So, new literacies, 1950 and 1970. As you read it, I will explain. When we say operational literacy in 1950, only can technology move and prove decisions, compliance, and value creation. Requires that leadership first align para ibahagi sa iba ang mga information. So, functional literacy magagamit natin to comprehend our communication para mapadali ang pagkikipag-intindihan at mabilis na pagkikipag-interaksyon gamit ang technology or new literacy. So, literacy by Gones 2000. So, it means ang karunungan natin bumasa at sumulat. This is the ability to read and write. When we say necessitated, ito ay kailangan para maibahagi or to empower our knowledge in a modern society. So, literacy according to Alton 2005, as you read, I will explain, naka-intact na. When we say computer literacy, we understand the basic process of computers and technology and being able to use those to any important matter like what we're going right now. Some are using their computer to communicate and to educational purpose and so on so forth. Technology literacy is the ability to use, magamit natin, maintindihan, and how we manage it in a specific way. So, internet literacy, using our knowledge, skills, and behaviors, the ability to seek out information when necessary with the utilization of internet to have such ideas of information regarding with what we're going to know. So, media literacy naman, how we analyze, evaluate the fake news, how we create messages in a variety of forms like emails, Facebook, and so on so forth. So, let's proceed. So, according kay Langsher and Nobel 2006, a word means further learning. Ibig sabihin, using verbal communication to generate information and communicate, but because it's pandemic, we use now different digital literacy to have access information easily, faster learning environment. So, proceed tayo kay Press 2003. Posited is to propose as an explanation to interaction with the text, to interaction between the reader and the sender of the message through text privately. So, literacies can bear a coding system, can capture the meaning of such as literacy. Literacy means knowing and ability to read and write, while literacy na LITERACY is the first spelling in 1993, but when you try to search in Merriam-Webster, literacy is not found. It emerged na into LI literacy na spelling na. So, let's proceed. Primary English Teaching Association Australia, 2015. It means to be literate requires comprehension, selection, and use of multimodal codes and convention to interpret and express ideas and feelings information as we are now in 21st century literacy that helps the world to become a digital literate, helping the world to become progressive. So, literacy in the 21st century. So, it means all in all person can easily to perform, print, and also, it makes our task easily, resourceful, and faster to make according to its purpose by the use of technology in the 21st century. So, let's proceed. 21st century literacy combines cross-curricular. So, when we say cross-curricular, teaching or includes contributions from several or instructing intentionally that applies multiple academic discipline simultaneously is an effectively way to sharing our ideas and changing ideas. So this broad skill includes visual literacy. When we say visual literacy, what does it mean? So when we say visual literacy, is the ability to interpret, negotiate, and make meaning from information presented in the form of an image, extending the meaning of literacy, which commonly signifies interpretation of written or printed text. So, cultural literacy naman means being able to understand the traditions, regular activities, and history of a group of people from a given culture. So, understandable naman siya. Digital literacy refers to an individual's ability to find, evaluate, and clearly communicate information through typing and other media on various digital platforms. It is evaluated by an individual's grammar, composition, typing skills. So, according to Leander 2003, multiliteracies can also help teachers provide equal access to learning for all students. In effect, we students learn to collaborate by sharing our thoughts with others in online process like distance learning. One of an example is our situation right now. Literacy becomes a mindset with the concept of Web 2.0 that access information. It is regarded that new literacy and making all 21st century learner excited for the new technologies that invented and introduced in the next generation. So let's proceed. 7 new literacies in the 21st century curriculum. So first, multicultural literacy. As you read the meaning of multicultural literacy, I will explain it. One of an example is the identity issue where living in the Philippines that many people judge you easily. As a person, respect is the most important value to have a better understanding. Iba-iba man ang paniniwala, ang mahalaga lahat ay nag-iintindihan at may respeto ang bawat isa. So as a teacher, iba-iba ang estudyante na tinuturuan mo. So as a teacher, you have to understand what their culture, ethnic groups, identity, diversity, and citizenship. So, second, social literacy. So, as you read, I will explain it. So, social literacy, the one example of it is yung ginagawa natin sa group activities natin sa TTL, we sharing ideas, perspective, or opinions through the use of technology by communication process that improves our ability to interact using our mobile phones. To answer the group activity, we use our cell phones and message our answers and also gathered it together, combined it together to submit it on time. So that is the meaning of social literacy. Media literacy naman, as you read, I will explain. Alam natin paano mag-analyze, evaluate, and access ng mga information like fake news na lumalaganap into social media, especially sa Facebook. So, financial literacy is, halimbawa nito, nagka-income ka ng 2,000 pesos tapos may gustong kang bilhin ng sapatos worth 2,600. So, diba, hindi kasya ang pera mo? So, this is what we call financial literacy. Alam mo kung paano unahin ang pangangailangan kaysa sa gusto mo lang. Dahil ba sumusunod ka lang sa trends? Kaya, kailangan people how we use our money in a right way. We know also how to budget. That is the meaning of financial literacy. So, digital literacy, as you read the meaning of media literacy, it is alam mo kung paano gamitin ang technology through a wider communication and access information. So, number 6, ecological literacy is understanding the principle of ecosystem towards sustainability. The process of that maintain the healthy functioning of living, doing recycle, clean, planting trees, and can give us safe place to live. 7. Creative literacy is the ability to make original ideas that have value and ability to see the world in a new ways. With the use of our own understanding without copying into the internet, you have a power to think critically and impart it into the listeners. So let's proceed. So functional literacy. The term functional literacy was initially defined by UNESCO and United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization through William S. Gray, News Teaching, Reading, and Writing, 1956, and adult training to meet independently by reading and writing demands placed on them. So it refers to the practical skills, knowing how to read, write, and do maths for real-life purposes using research like yung ginawa natin when we are in grade 12, we have PR2. It uses deliberating ideas and solving problems. It stresses acquisition of appropriate verbal, cognitive, computational skills to accomplish practical results in specific cultural settings, dubbed as survival literacy and reductionist literacy. So, survival literacy, alam natin how to speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Reductionist literacy naman, we need to understand what we read. Practice and analyzing, and also describing a complex that are need to represent a simple or more fundamental level, like in PR2. Practical research 2 is an example how we defend our problem to our finalist. For referring the functional literacy, UNESCO states the following. Number 1, so I will explain. Basic literacy programs aim at eradicating among out-of-school youth and adults. ALS also is a helpful way to provide opportunities for out-of-school youth to continue their education. So when we say ALS means Alternative Learning Education, it is a free basic education. Number 2, as you read, I will explain those person who can read and write is what we call illiteracy. Because of poverty, some of our ancestors didn't know how to read and write. That's why various programs related into educational purpose is a big help to lead into a country's benefit. Persons are highly motivated to continue their studies. Number 3, so it means, as I say a while ago, literacy programs like ALS gives high employment rate into various Filipino, and it leads into a rapid economic expansion here in Philippines. So number 4, as you read the statement, I will explain. If a person is skillfully enough, she can impart all her knowledge. It lead into a wider and high economic and civic life. As a citizen, we get to shape and socialize with other people surrounds us through our actions and words. So number 5, literacy means how to read and write. It is very important in educational system to teach, impart, and it is a big help in every plan of each country to have a better understanding and unity, also the freedom that came. So number 6, so I will discuss the financial need for functional literacy. It gives a resourceful economic investment to provide a wider range economic. Financial need, it is the difference between cost and ability to pay. Number 7, the literacy program should aid in achieving main economic objectives. Ang mga literacy programs ay ang magiging dahilan upang maging mataas ang food production, labor productivity, at maging successful ang pag-i-import at export ng mga products. So, let's proceed. A new functional literacy aspect called specific literacy. So, it means helps the student to become knowledgeable enough to analyze what skills they chose or skills that can benefit to their future. Skills that are taught by our teachers to us. We have experience to analyze and determine and choosing the right path for the successful future we aim for. So, specific literacy is a planning tool that allows the literacy worker to focus on skills that are value to the learners. Significance of this approach includes starts in the workplace, uses diagnosis approach, identifies turning points in economic life that may act as an incentive to learning, assesses the limits of a short-term intervention, look for generic skills. So let's proceed. Education for All Global Monitoring Report, UNESCO 2006 Functional Literacy. As you read the meaning of new literacy, I will discuss it. It is about ability to enhancing and developing the skills our whole society needs to function, to comprehend and use communication media, like along education and continuing education refers to ongoing professional education in the form of courses, conferences, workshops, and lecturers. So that is the meaning of functional literacy. Functional literacy, the Education for a Global Monitoring Report, UNESCO 2006. Functional literacy means, as you read, I will discuss choosing a skills that lead you into a successful life, that improve and enhance the development of your ability in a national change. So, the National Statistic Authority defines functional literacy as the level of literacy that includes reading, writing, and numeracy skills that help people cope with the daily demands of life. So, paulit-ulit na lang, numeracy skills like financial need. Everyone needs to budget to help people in coping their daily financial life problems. So, that is the meaning of National Statistic Authority. Reading and writing numeracy skills. Classification of functional literacy according to the National Center of Education Statistics. Below basic literacy, reading and writing words and numbers in very simple documents. Understandable naman siya. Like example are signing a form, you can fill in all the information needed in the form and submit it into the specific administration. So, number 2, basic literacy, performing simple skills to understand short text. Using a TV guide, how you can scan the signals or the channels in your TV. So, by the use of your remote, you can scan it and comparing tickets prices. So, number 3, intermediate literacy, performing challenging skills to understand long text. So, it means looking up information in the reference book, summarizing a long article. Like what we do in our report, we summarize all the important information we included, and not important information will not included na. So, proficient literacy, as you read, interpreting statistical graphs, measuring and calculating the cost of foods. That is proficient literacy. The multi-literate learner, the internet and other forms of information and communication technology, ICTs, are defining the nature of reading, writing, and communication. So, understandable naman siya, using ICT to access easily and faster convenient information. The multi-literate learner, students who desire for teachers who use ICT skillfully for teaching and learning. Number 2, peers use ICTs responsibly and who share their knowledge. So, teachers are skillfully knowledgeable to teach and learning by the use of ICT in a faster way. Like today, distance learning teachers uses different technologies for a better future of their students. Millennials using ICT responsibly and imparting their knowledge exchange ideas. A literacy curriculum that offers opportunities for collaboration with peers and around the world. Instruction that embeds critical and culturally sensitive thinking into practice, standards and assessments that include new literacies, leaders and policymakers who are committed advocates of ICT for teaching and learning, and equal access to ICTs for all classrooms and students. But the use of ICT offers opportunities for a wider collaboration of one capabilities is being able to participate in digital network in the teaching and learning context. So, let's proceed. The impact of new literacies in instruction. So, according kay Henry 2008, as you read, I will explain, ICT plays a great role in our daily lives. It makes our life better. Like in distance learning, we use ICTs and our technologies to be skillful and to become successful in achieving modal, intertextual, and interactive environment. It aims to a progressive society. It gives us information and it's an impact to us. So let's proceed. Multiliteracies in the education reform. So in the first statement, as you read, I will discuss, as we live in a modernized world, not only technologies are circulate, but also the skills that is important to develop in everyone's selves because it is playing a great role and universally applicable even worldwide. So second statement, as you read, students need to be taught different skills. Like when we are in grade 9, we chose what specialization we're going to choose. There are agriculture, ICT, home economics, small or shielded metal arc welding, and many more. It gives us experience to continue our skills or to change it that we can apply to become a competitive in choosing skills that we love for in the nearest future that we can apply or we can use to a better life we aim. So assessment of multiliteracies means, as you read the meaning, I will discuss. It is about noticing what students are doing. Ano bang ginagawa mo gamit ang information na nabasa mo? You can make it a guide to explore new skills and knowledge such as answering logical questions and also self-assessment. Preparing teachers for multiliteracy. So, it means, basahin nyo, di-discuss ko. Teachers need to take to prepare for literacy. Multiliteracies are broader representation and multimodal communication. A multiliteracy's pedagogical approach means text is often non-linear, as a linear text is often integrated with multimodal text including audio, images, sounds, graphics, and film through technology. Noon wala pang TV sa mga schools, pisara pa ang ginagamit, but ngayon different technologies na ginagamit. May TV na, may PowerPoint na. Pwede magamit ng mga students. This approach enables teachers to be creative now in terms of literacy classroom by integrating movies, that internet, the music, art, photos, and a range of other digital resources. Examples. Those are the examples. So, let's proceed. 4 components of multiliteracies, teaching Newman 2000 in BISWAS 2004. So, number 1, as you read, situated practice, I will explain. Examples are in PE, music and sports in science major. Laboratories are used and as a classroom in which students are involved in activities which replicate actual work setting that represent students are actively involved in addressing real-world problems. So, yun yung situated practice. So, number 2, overt instruction. As you read the meaning, I will explain. I will give examples. Strategies are underlining, completing a graphic organizer. That is an example of overt instruction. Writing, summary. Ito yung ginagawa sa mga bata. Mas natututo sila pag may material silang nakikita, binibigay to have games, and they have excitement also, easily generate information and understanding and analyze the details about the topic that given by the teachers. So, proceed tayo. Critical framing teaches students how to question diverse perception for better learning experience. So, it means connecting language with its social context. Teachers directly discussion. Examples are research, presentation, actively like noong PR1 and PR2 when we are in senior high school, reflective journaling, ginagawa natin yan. Comparison, reading, analysis, activity. So, number 4, transform actions. So, as you read, I will discuss, rewrite the story as a dialogue. Diba noong face-to-face when we are in senior high school, we write script to our group activities in a role-playing. Those are examples of transform action. Also, rewrite the story based on your experiences. So, ikaw naman ang nag-i-experiment ng sinabi ni teacher na mga information. Yung mga dialogue, yun yung mga transform into action. So, mag-recap ng topic natin. When we say new literacy, ano bang ibig ipahiwatig na new literacy? Ito ay, new literacy demands the ability to move confidently, efficiently, and ethically between and among a wide range of written and visual, print, live, digital, or electronic text types according to purpose. Functional literacy naman is the level of literacy that includes not only reading and writing but also numeracy skills that would help people cope with the daily demands of people. So, multiliteracy are multimodal ways of communication which include communication among different languages, using language with different cultures, ability to understand technology, and multimedia. So, I hope you understand what I've discussed. Thank you for listening. Bye.